All right, just tweeted this out as well there.
Do my intro here.
Okay, let's do it.
Y'all live?
I am live right now, dude.
Yeah.
All right,
Holy cow.
nice.
I'm just finishing up some tea right now.
Okay, cool. All right. Are we ready? Okay, I'm ready, dudes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, last one we left off on.
Hold on, we got to introduce ourselves as always. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is 7 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube Tube Land. It's Arknolia and the Doctor / Music Maniacs on the YR program, my channel, and Arknolia Stroke Beans channel right now. And we are continuing our list of the fallen heroes of rock and roll. And we're still in the mid of the 80s there. There's a few, many other to get through there that we have that have departed from us from either death, from suicide, drug overdose, gunshots, or whichever there, natural causes there. And of course, we got Keith there keeping score of how many deaths it claims so many musicians that are out there.
Yep.
And I guess the leading causes was a drug overdose or natural causes. I think we left off on Thursday there.
Yep.
Natural causes.
Natural causes, yeah.
Wait a minute now. Let's dive into the news real quick.
Yeah, we got to talk
that
about
over with.
this. I heard about this earlier this afternoon, and then YR texted me about this interesting bit of news here. Well, as you know, Judas Priest is going to pick up on their tour. I guess it's supposed to start in March, from what I understand. But here's the thing. Current touring guitarist Andy Sneap will not be touring with them. Apparently, he's got a lot of production work to be doing at that time there. That's basically how he earns his money for a living there. He produces a lot of heavy metal groups. In fact, he contributed production to the recent Judas Priest album Firepower a couple years back.
Right.
And for a while, he was...
they're doing a new album as we speak.
That's right there. That's right. They're
Can
making
you
new
yourself,
record.
please?
Yeah,
in the
please.
kitchen?
We're trying. Yeah, please, dude. Okay, there we go. Now, Judas Priest, announced today that Andy Sneap is going to be, stepping away from the touring with the band as a fill-in guitarist for Glenn Tipton, as you know, who's been still battling Parkinson's disease. Although Tipton is supposed to be appearing on a couple songs here and there, I guess probably towards the end.
Well, I mean, like the last time. I mean, it's an England thing. Like last time it was that blood. That one that Art was talking about, the
Bloodstock.
They call it Bloodstock now.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if it's the same as Whack in Open Air, or they changed the name to that, or it's different. But
I hope they don't change any more names.
There is
because
Bloodstock. The Bloodstock is a thing. So, like, let me explain real quick, because this is pretty bad, pretty weird. I mean, at least they're not canceling because of other things. But the deal is, it's a dual guitar, twin guitar band.
Yes.
It was, obviously, what was the one you're talking about?
Well, but in the vein of
that also does that.
Yeah, but Thin Lizzy used to do that in many of their songs. Iron Maiden would start doing that in some of their early tracks there. Avenged Sevenfold would do that. It's just as well there.
But there's iconic songs that like the intro to the Citadel, the intro to Victim of Changes that they use. I mean, obviously they do
the solo from heading out to the highway.
All of this with these two different guitars.
That's
so
right.
It is like a big deal when. I mean, obviously, this other guy, Richie Faulkner, can probably handle it, but what is he going to do? How is it going to sound? I mean, a lot of people...
for those who don't know what we're talking about, is that Judas Priest are going to resume their tour as a four-piece. It's going to be Halford, Hill, Travis, and Faulkner. And like you said, of course, Glenn Tipton, will be popping in here and there to jam on a couple of tunes here and there. But what is interesting is that, what many people, including Andy Trunk, I guess he was not too thrilled about this. He asked, well, how is the sound's going to come out when many of their songs are a dual guitar, like with the songs that we mentioned there. Now, I mentioned in the text to reply to YR's text that possibly Faulkner probably has some pedal that he could use on such occasions. You know, there are pedals out there that can make your guitar sound like two or three guitars.
So like you can, like he could play a riff and then it'll repeat that riff and then he'll play another riff to make it sound like. Is that what you're saying? Like,
Well, basically, I don't know how it, what the device is called, but it's effects pedal where basically you could press down on it with your pedal as always, on your foot, and it could sound like
Right.
two guitars doing harmonics at the same time. And I'm thinking possibly Faulkner may be using that on some of the songs when this tour there.
yeah.
Right. But it'll be most interesting, to see how this plays out, because this will be the first time Judas Priest has ever hit the road as a quartet instead of a five-piece group.
Right.
So, like I said, this is going to be most interesting to see. And I guess it's supposed to be in March, I guess, so I understand.
It's going to start in March.
Yeah.
Why can't they bring in KK? I mean, there's obviously issues.
Oh, there's a lot of
what?
issues with those
You know
guys.
what documentary I watched today?
What's one?
The whole damn thing was like 3 or something hours long. The history of the Eagles.
Oh, wow.
documentary.
Interesting. Wow.
Very, very. I mean, it was pretty up to date, and it was probably like from the last. I think it came out 2011 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, interviews, obviously, like Don Felder situation.
Yeah.
Which is kind of similar to the KK situation. Like they don't want nothing to do with KK coming back. I mean, KK's offered, but it's just not going to work out.
Wow. So it must have been that bad of a falling out between the two sides, I guess.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And obviously, this was prior to Glenn Fry's death, I take it, since it was 2011, I guess.
Yes.
I see there.
There's a little older documentary, but it's really good.
Yeah, interesting there. I found out we do have Disney Plus, by the way, at our TV set, so definitely I'm going to pick a time to watch the Beatles Get Back documentary. That's for sure there. Because as I mentioned, me and my brother-in-law are big Beatle heads there. We were always Fab on the Fab Four there. If I could find it, I would find the White Album on vinyl, the White Album on white vinyl, that originally came out in 1995 when they started reissuing those albums along with the anthologies 1, 2, and 3.
Yo, Keith, you want to go ahead and read that article, please?
Yeah, go ahead. You there, Keith?
Yeah, okay.
And by the way, here's someone else I would. No, go ahead. Judas Priest.
Judas Priest to tour as quartet while former touring guitarist Andy Snipe focuses on his production. Judas Priest will perform as 4-piece on its upcoming tour as the band's former touring guitarist Andy Snipe, who co-produced the British heavy metal legends 2018 album Firepower, plans to focus on production work. Snipe, who is also known for his work in NWOBHM, Revolutionist Hell, and cult thrash outfit Sabbath, began touring with Priest 4 years ago after longtime guitarist Glenn Tipton, who was diagnosed with this disease.
So I've heard of it many times there.
8 years ago, after being stricken by the condition at least half a decade earlier, announced in early 2018 he was going to sit out touring activities in support of Firepower. Earlier today, Priest issued the following statement: "Hello, Maniacs. We are chomping at the British steel bit to return to world touring, celebrating 50 years of Judas Priest as an even more powerful, relentless 4-piece heavy metal band, with Glenn coming out on stage with us here and there as before. Big thanks to Andy."
He hasn't even, bro. Like the last thing Glenn came out was at the Bloodstock thing overseas, not in America. He lives overseas. Like Rob Halford, he lives in Arizona.
Yeah.
I believe Richie Faulkner, he lives in Tennessee. So they all, like, the band lives in the United States, but Glenn Tipton is the one that lives overseas, bro.
Yeah, the UK there.
Every night, like every show they do in America, Glenn Tipton's not coming out to do it. It's once in a while.
Yeah.
So it's not like how maybe he might be coming out a little bit more now, but it's going to be very interesting. It's kind of a bummer. It really is if you think about it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. See what happens.
Precisely. When you got a tour to do and you don't want to disappoint your fans, especially you, Wire, you paid about fucking $500
I'm
to see the
saying.
Priest. Yeah. So you're going to be a check. So this is like an exclusive for yourself there to see the Priest as a four-piece group there. Now
Well,
I also got to include this. So possibly during when Richie does the solos there, Ian Hill, the bass player, could possibly put on the distortion pedal. Kind of like add that little bit of bass and guitar mix into it there. That's what Lemmy
hmm.
Kilmister used to do when he would play bass with Motorhead. He would put on distortion pedal, use half bar chords on his bass. He plays it like a rhythm guitar there when you have to look at it there. And that kind of like fills in the empty space accompanied by a second guitar when the lead guitar does his solo. So I'm thinking possibly Ian Hill can probably start working on that possibly
People
there.
were saying out there like Rob's gonna pick up the guitar, and I'm like, come on, he's the
Really,
singer.
that's going to be interesting there. That would be an
Or
ultimate
even like a
first.
like people were thinking Kerry King might go in,
That's
or
true.
Maybe like a John Five since he
Well,
worked with the
Rob
band too.
Halford, yeah, exactly, with Rob Halford there, yeah. I was listening, and by the way, speaking of which, I was listening like when I got home from work last night. I was listening to actually when I got done filming my little vlog from last night there. I got back home and after my little stroll around the area. First thing that came to my mind, the band Fight, which Rob Halford was a part of in the early '90s there. That I was listening to tracks from that album War of Words from 1993, as well as the EP Mutations, which I had. 4 live tracks and 5 remixes. And believe me, the 5 remixes are worth it. I got to find those and download them. That's for sure. There, because they're badass.
All right, so Ark,
Yeah.
Yep.
ready?
You ready to do it? We're ready.
First, I want to mention Eagles, Wishbone Ash, Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, rest in peace to comedian Bob Saget and film legend Sidney Poitier, who passed away this whole weekend there.
And one of the co-founders of the original Woodstock
Yeah.
passed away.
Which one of
See
them?
that?
Which one of
Keith,
them?
can you look that up, please?
Yeah, which one is it? Because the one I remember was that what's it? Michael Lang, I think his name was.
I think that's the one.
Oh wow.
Wire, tell me what to look up again.
Stock.
Woodstock founder passing away,
Okay.
or better yet, Michael Lang if it's him. Because there
I'm
was
sure it
about there was about 4 of them, 2 preppy boys and 2 hippies were the founders of the original Woodstock, and the one I remember was Michael Lang.
Yeah, it was Michael Lang. Michael
Oh.
Lang, Woodstock Festival co-creator and
Wow.
New York City native, dies at 77.
Wow.
New
Yep.
York, Michael Lang, a co-creator and promoter of the 1969 Woodstock Music Festival that served as a touchstone for generations of music fans, has died. Michael Pagnotic, a spokesperson for Lang's family, said Sunday the 77-year-old had been
Wow.
battling non-Hodgkin lymphoma and passed away Saturday at New York's
Wow.
Memorial Sloan Kettering
Yeah.
Cancer Center.
I'm looking
Okay,
at it
let's
right
not
now.
add him to your list just yet.
Wow, man. Sad.
You want me to keep reading?
No, let's not put him on the list just yet.
Yeah, there.
Okay.
Alrighty.
You want me to keep reading or no?
No, we'll save that for later on. Right now, Ark
Okay.
is getting ready to continue the list of the fallen brothers in rock and roll there.
Okay, the last
All right.
guy I think we did was Dennis Wilson,
Yep, from the Beach Boys.
the accidental drowning, and I made the remark that what other kind of drowning there is? Well, there's somebody else holding your head underwater.
Well,
I guess that'd be
Oh.
murder
Or-
by drowning.
yeah, that'd be true. But also, Bobby, be drunk, be drowned by being intoxicated.
Well, that'd still be accidental.
Yeah, it's true there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but apparently, I know. Well, speaking of which, I don't want to stray up already, but there's still talk. Do you think? Nah, forget it. I'll save it for later on because this was a drowning accidental. I was going to talk about actress Natalie Wood, who died in 1981 from accidental drowning there.
Oh,
Reportedly,
did you hear who else? You hear who else died today?
who?
not a music person, but I think his name was Robert Durst.
Yeah, I heard about this guy. This guy was, I guess, a real estate guy, I guess, who was in prison for a murder, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta look him up there. I'm gonna look at his stuff right up now.
Robert Durst, murder, sir. Yeah.
And no, he was not. I don't think he was related to Fred Durst from Limp Bizkit, even though that's what they're gonna probably say on Twitter land. Let me see what
Do you
we
know
got
where
here.
Fred Durst is from?
No, and I don't really care because I don't really care for the guy.
All right.
He is a American convicted murderer, suspected serial killer, and real estate heir. He is the son of New York real estate senior Durst and the older brother of Douglas Durst, head of the Durst organization. He died at age 78. Wow.
I think it's cool where Fred Durst is from.
Well, I know he's somewhere in Florida, for I understand there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
He's from Jacksonville.
Jacksonville,
Yeah.
Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, whatever. Was never big on Fred Durst.
All right.
Was never big on Limp Bizkit in general.
Oh, Limp Bizkit was my first rock CD that I bought.
Oh, screw that. That's not rock.
Poor guy.
My heart goes out to you, Keith.
All right.
All right, we're going to start this off with a bang, literally.
Okay.
Marvin Gaye, 44.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
1984, yeah. Shot by his own father.
His father, right? Yeah.
Yes, Marvin Gaye Sr. The problem, the issue was over insurance, I understand there.
Yeah, and that was kind of, I guess, a little pun there about starting off with a bang, but hey.
I know,
you know
yeah.
what?
But then again, it made
I'm
a lot of
entitled.
sense. Yeah. And the funny thing, the guy didn't really serve any prison sentence, but then again, he didn't really need to serve any prison sentence because, he lost everything right then. His reputation, his wife, she filed for divorce soon right afterwards. And I guess he had really nothing when you think about it there. I guess
Yeah,
he passed
pretty
away.
much.
I guess he passed away not too long ago, a couple of years back there. I think it was in his 80s or 70s era. I don't remember which year it was. But, for all I understand, this man put his son Marvin through a lot of torment. And that's probably one of the reasons why Marvin got into the drugs like he did during the early years. And back there, I remember hearing this, one of his friends say that Marvin Gaye kept saying during a card game, my father's going to try and kill me. My father's going to try and kill me. And everybody was like, shut up, Marvin. Let's deal with a deck of cards or whichever there. And apparently, it turned out to be true there. And I guess one of the people who was affected by it was Bobby Brown of New Edition, because soon afterwards he would, in their live, let me get the right sound. There we go. In some of New Edition's live routine, they would do a tribute to Marvin Gaye. And its idea was Bobby Brown. He was a big Marvin Gaye fan. All right.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of tough to...
And this is a man that composed one of the most interesting albums of his career. Two of them. Here, My Dear, from 1978, which was basically was an angry album at his ex-wife, and all the royalties they received for that album was to pay off some of the lawyers, the divorce lawyers there. And also, we also know him from his other hits like Heard It Through the Grapevine, his duet with Tammy Terrell. And we also cannot forget the album and the title cut, What's Going On? A concept album, what was going on at that time in America.
Right.
Yeah. All right, go ahead there, Ark.
Oh, I guess you got shot on your list, Keith?
Yes, I do. Five shot.
Good.
5 shot. Yep.
Okay, next guy is David Byron.
David Bryan from Uriah Heep.
Right.
Died in 1985 from too much alcohol, I guess it was.
38. and it was alcohol-related liver failure.
That's right. I guess he was a boozeaholic up to the later years there. This man, as you know, was the original frontman for Uriah Heep for many, many years there. I guess when Heap broke up, I guess he stopped functioning. I guess in '79, he stopped functioning as well. I guess they had a different singer for a while there. Of course, they got this Peter person. I forgot who his last name, but they will come back in the '80s with the albums Abalamog, Head First, and an album that I enjoyed from them called Equator from 1985, the same year that Brian died. Pretty good album. It's just looking it up and listening to it if you can there.
Yeah, I kind of liked, I guess you'd call.
Sweet Freedom. That was another good one from them.
Yeah, I liked that one, and I liked Look at Yourself, Magician's Birthday.
Yeah.
And the one before, but I can't remember the name.
I gotta say this. Their first album, their UK version of they had a few censored album covers themselves, I should say. The first album here in America was simply called Uriah Heep, and it featured a gatefold cover of a monstrous-looking centipede. The original UK album was entitled Very Heavy, Very Humble, minus the H's. And it featured a man with a mustache, mouth wide open, frozen, like he's almost dead, covered in cobwebs. Very creepy to look at Keith, go ahead and look that album up. And why are you, go ahead and look that album cover up and see what I'm talking about. See what I mean there.
Which album cover?
It's called Uriah Heep, Very Heavy, Very Humble.
Is that URIAHEEP?
Which is actually a Charles Dickens character.
Yeah. And also an album called Innocent Vic. What again?
What album cover is it?
It's called Very Heavy, Very Humble.
Oh, okay.
And also send it to YRHS as well there, because I think we discussed this album when we were doing Metal Maniacs last year about shocking album covers that metal bands have put it out.
Ooh.
And also, there was another album they put out titled Innocent Victim. The UK version had this big, evil-looking snake there with his mouth wide open and a drip of blood coming out of its mouth, while the US version had photos of the band lined up at that time during a performance, selected like a collage on the front cover there.
Check your personal Skype. Or should I put it in the group chat?
Yeah, go ahead and put it in the group chat there.
Okay.
Thank you, brother.
And let's not forget Abalamog from 1982. You look at that album. I remember telling Ark this story here. I was saying, Mom, I'm going to buy this album. What is it? Black Sabbath's Mob Rules. That's a hideous album cover. I pointed to the Abalamog album. And I said, well, what about that album cover, Ma? And she saw that. She had to take about five steps back. So when she saw that. Yeah, it's an 1980.
How much was that? How much were those albums back then?
Back then it was $7.99. That's at a Kmart. Yeah.
It's still, Yeah,
it was. That's how it cost.
I figured $3 or $4 some, but that's not bad.
Yeah. Did you see the album cover we're talking about here? It's in the group chat right now. Creepy, man. Real creepy. Real creepy, dude. And, of course, I mentioned the album Abalamog just now, the one that really freaked out a lot of people there. I saw that. It's like, what the fuck is that? In fact, I'll find it for you right now, and I'll put it in the group chat for you to check out. Okay, go ahead.
Mitchell.
Okay.
All right, next guy I got for you is Ian Stewart.
Ian Stewart, he was a backup keyboardist for the Rolling Stones, from what I understand.
Yeah, 47, heart attack.
Wow.
So we got a natural causes.
Yeah.
Wow. And I guess, I don't really, I guess he did a lot of keyboards on the Rolling Stones there. I guess he was apparently supposed to have been an original actual member of the Stones until the record label titled, get rid of the keyboard player. There's too many of you.
Okay, the next one I got is Andy Chapin, who was a member of the association and played with Ricky Nelson.
Ah.
He died at 34.
Uh-huh.
And he was in a plane accident. And guess which plane accident he was in?
Yep, the one with Ricky Nelson.
Who was next?
Yep.
Who's that?
You don't know who Ricky Nelson is? Wow.
No, I'm asking in a way that it's familiar, so I'm seeing what.
Well,
I've heard the name.
Don't startle me like that. 45. So you got a second one for your plane accidents there,
Keith.
Okay.
Keith. Yeah, I was trying to.
Yeah, he had a few songs on. He was a part of the Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet TV series in the 50s there. He had a string of hits around that time. His most notable one was Garden Party. And if you remember the show Square Pegs in the 1980s, his daughter, Tracy Nelson, co-starred on that series. And she'll later co-star on the show The Father Dowling Mysteries with Tom Bosley from Happy Days. That was...
Yeah. Okay, next one I got is... Gee whiz. Bobby Neal.
Uh-huh.
In that same plane crash at 36.
Wow. That's something.
So plane crash is going to mount up all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because the next one I got is Pat Woodward, also in that plane crash, 35.
And what band was he involved in?
Ricky Nelson.
Oh, yeah. So everybody died on that.
And there's another one.
Oh, boy.
Ricky, sorry, my eyes are going weird.
Oh.
Void. He was in the band and in the plane crash.
Oh, wow. Wow. That's something there. Bad day or bad time to play. If you're a musician, it's best to stick to a tour bus.
Yep. Next one is Phil Lynott.
From
36.
Thin Lizzy. Yep. It was his drug. Yeah. He was a mate. Here's a story there. I got this help from Scott Gorham, his one of the Thin Lizzy's lead guitar players, the only U.S. member of this legendary Irish group. He visited Phil Lynott one time, a couple years after Thin Lizzy decided to call it quits after their album Thunder and Lightning, which I do highly recommend just as well there. He visited Thin Lynott at his house, see how he's doing and all that, and was shocked how Phil was looking. During the conversation, Phil promised, he was going to get clean. They were going to get Thin Lizzy back together. But unfortunately, it was a promise that never got fulfilled because the following year, he passed away. Apparently, his organs were shutting down. And if you ever saw the Behind the Music documentary on them, his mother was at his bedside. Lynott calls for a priest. And she took a look at his feet, and she's like, "Holy shit! He was shooting up in his feet. That's how he deceived us." That's a shock, man.
What?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, yeah. He died of heart failure and pneumonia caused by alcohol and drug use.
Yeah.
So we're going to call him a drug overdose there, Keith.
Yeah, it was.
Joe Lionel?
What up?
Phil Lynott.
Phil Lynott, yes. Singer, bass player for Thin Lizzy. That's
He was
sad.
African American?
Well, he was half black.
Like Prince.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. All right. I'm posting that Uriah Heep Bottomlog album cover in the group chat. See what you think of that, YR and Keith. That's a trip to look at.
Wow.
Exactly.
What year was this?
This came out in 1982. I remember it was a half covers album. There was the song. They had the lead. Here we go again. The lead single from that was a track called "That's the Way It Is," which actually was a cover It's a cover tune. The original came out, I forgot who did it there, but it came out in 1979.
Dr. Earl, what do you think about Avenged Sevenfold?
And you got some good stuff there. I admit they have some good couple of tracks here and there.
All right, this album cover like reminds me of like Avenged Sevenfold.
Yeah, that's true there. I don't know which one. Probably the Nightmare album that came out.
I don't know which one either.
I don't know, but this
Just like
one. Go ahead.
their music, just in their music video, just
Well, they were well, no doubt they were inspired by the dueling guitars of Thin Lizzy, Judas Priest, and Iron Maiden. When you listen to some of their songs there.
oh, all right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, me,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Richard Manuel of the band.
Oh, yeah.
42,
Suicide.
Suicide by
Yes.
hanging.
Yeah. And I guess
We
so
haven't
Rob.
differentiated there, Keith, so that's suicide.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next is Cliff Burton, Metallica.
Oh my gosh! So we know the story to what happened with him. The band was on the tour bus, in Europe there, and apparently there was a card. There was an argument of who's going to sleep where. A dealing of the cards resulted in Cliff getting Kurt Hammett's bed, and then all of a sudden, and then during the bus ride, some bam, bam, boom, bam, boom. I guess it was an uneven paved dirt road that they were on. Bus tips over. Cliff's window was open. He falls out the window. The bus lands on him, killing him instantly.
So that's a traffic accident there, Keith.
Yeah. Now here's something else. Now the driver was claiming that it was apparently black ice, but apparently there was no reports of any black ice there. And here's something else that was told by one of their roadies. There was a big crane to lift up the bus, and some of the crane broke, and the bus fell back on Cliff.
Holy cow.
I know. I heard about that. I was like, holy shit, dude. Damn. And which was sad because, Cliff was one badass of a bass player. You listen to Anesthesia pulling teeth from Killing 'Em All, and you see what I'm talking about. Or any other bass solo he did live during the early years. This guy was one badass motherfucker when you look at it, man. Yeah.
Art, what do you think of Avenged Sevenfold?
I really hadn't heard anything by him.
Oh, all right.
I'll get around to it, though.
Okay. They're relatively new.
Yeah. Not really new. They've been out for many years now.
Oh, all right.
Yep.
I think I first heard about him in like 2012.
Well, I remember the video for, I guess, was City of Sin, I think it was. And one of their drummers died. Jimmy Sullivan, the Rev, he died gets around 2010, I guess. For I don't know what cause it was. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Art, you can go ahead.
Okay, hang on a minute here. I'm looking for the next one. Because honestly, there are names you guys know that I'm skipping because they died of old age.
Oh, wow.
Danny Kaye.
Danny Kaye.
Because it's kind of...
Was this the older guy who... Was this the older actor guy that you just mentioned?
Yeah.
Okay, because I remember that name. I think my dad had one of his records there. I remember him having an appearance on the Cosby Show at one point, playing some other doctor there.
Is that the guy that did Singing in the Rain? No, that was
No,
Gene
that's
Kelly.
Gene Kelly,
Right,
yes.
Gene Kelly.
That's right.
I think he was in some movies with Gene Kelly, but I could be wrong.
Maybe.
I know he was in a movie with Bing Crosby. He was in, I think, White Christmas.
I know Gene Kelly was a part of the movie Xanadu with Libby Newton-John and a guy named Michael Beck, who a year before was in The Warriors.
Yeah, that movie has the distinction of having the best soundtrack and the worst movie.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people are saying about that. A lot of people are
Great
talking about.
soundtrack, but boy, that movie stunk.
Yeah, but you know what's something funny? It's usually the stinky movies that end up having cult audiences.
Oh yeah,
Look what happened with Rocky Horror. People were saying that movie stunk when it first came out, and it grew to be one of the biggest cult hits of all time.
yeah, yeah. Okay, next one I got is Dino Martin,
Mhm.
son of Dean Martin,
Yeah.
member of Dino.
Dino, Desi, and Billy.
Right.
Yes, I
He was
remember that.
35. He died in a military aircraft crash.
Oh wow,
Still an aircraft crash.
wow. So he's in the military at that time, I guess was.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So that's something there.
I
Next
put
one's
plane crash.
yeah, plane crash.
There
yeah.
you go,
Well,
there.
Yeah. Next one I got Buddy Rich, 69.
Oh yeah, the drumming legend. This guy would later be an influence on Neil Peart of Rush.
Yeah, and he was a member of Jimi Hendrix's the group Band of Gypsies.
No, that's Buddy Miles.
Oh, right. Sorry,
Yeah.
my mind is not working. Natural causes: respiratory and cardiac failure.
I remember watching his drumming when he was drumming with Frank Sinatra in one of those concerts for the America specials that was on the Showtime network around that period there. Pretty damn good drummer. Very damn good drummer there.
Yeah. Paul Butterfield of the Paul Butterfield Blues Band,
Ah,
44.
I see.
Accidental heroin overdose.
What the fuck? I guess he
Yeah.
wanted to take more and more to get more high, and next thing you know, boom. Goodbye world forever.
Yeah, I'm wondering how you tell the difference between accidental and on purpose.
Who knows?
point.
Who knows?
Gary Driscoll,
Gary Driscoll?
member of Rainbow and Elf.
Mm.
Oh wow, Ronnie James Dio, old band Elf, and I guess he was involved with the Rainbow at the same time Dio was.
Yeah.
Was he the bass player, drummer? Oh no, drummer.
Honestly, don't know.
I don't know either. Yeah.
He was 41 and murdered.
Wow. That's something there. All right.
I skipped Fred Astaire, but that's okay.
Well, we all know. We all know his Fred Astaire's work there. You know, all the
Yeah, he was in,
musicals. Yep,
He was in Holiday Inn with Bing Crosby.
that's right. Also, look up a movie, a horror movie he did back in 1981 with John Houseman called Ghost Story, based on the novel of the same name. Very, very deep horror movie that I one time recommended to Mars Mira last Halloween there.
Do I put murdered as shot, or I make up a new one and say murdered?
Put it under shot, I suppose.
Okay.
Because murder is murder, whether he's shot, stabbed, whatever.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
All right.
Keith, you thick as fuck, Keith.
David A. Excuse me.
What?
David A. Martin, a member of Sam the Sham and the Pharaohs.
Oh, wow.
I like
Yeah.
the song. Bully.
Woolly Boy. That was their one-hit wonder there.
Well,
Yep.
no, they had another pretty big one.
Well.
Little Red Riding Hood.
Oh, okay. I don't think I heard that one.
Me
Oh,
either.
you'd know it if you heard it.
Yeah.
He was 50, heart attack.
Natural causes for that one there.
Yeah.
And technically, he's not a one-hit wonder because they had 4 or 5 charting hits. They just didn't reach number 1.
Oh, wow. I see there.
Kind of surprising, actually.
Mm.
Actually, not too bad. Well, I like some of their stuff anyway.
I see there. I know they had a good gimmick with the lead singer wearing that turban on his head there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
You would have thought that would have got him more.
recognition or more
Yeah.
publicity there.
It's usually that's the way those things kind of worked back then.
Yeah. You got to remember, many bands out there have to come up with some sort of a gimmick, to get noticed.
John Kerlowski.
I don't think I heard of him.
Styx.
Oh, wow, John. He was one of the original members of Styx before, I guess. He was one of their lead guitarists, I think it was.
No, I think he was the bassist.
No, that's the one I know was Chuck Paloluzzo, I think it was. His last name is pronounced.
Yeah. I'd have to look up Kerlowski.
Yeah, okay. Because I remember they had original guitarists before Tommy Shaw came in. I forgot his name, but that may be him.
That's probably him.
Yeah.
He was 37 and died of a brain aneurysm.
Mm.
Natural causes, Keith.
Ah.
Yep.
Wow.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
What are we hearing in the background?
I was going to ask myself, man.
It's one of the residents just
Can you
making.
close your door, please, Keith?
My door is mostly closed, but I'm listening for my name to be called because I know it's gonna be called soon.
Hey, Keith. There.
Yeah.
Now we heard it.
There you go.
Close window all the way.
Andy Gibb,
Oh, my goodness.
30.
Oh, my goodness, man. And it was a heart attack, I guess, right?
Well, it was myocarditis, which is a heart attack,
Yeah.
worsened by drug addiction.
Yeah, this guy had
So
a
what are
drug
we gonna
addiction.
call that?
Drug. It's kind of in between either natural causes or drug overdose because the drugs aided to the death there. So I say it's kind of like a tie between those two. I'm thinking.
Well, you don't want to put a half down because that just looks weird.
Well, what is sad, is that the man had a good, promising career, and all the drugs that he was doing will help take all that away. It cost him his relationship with the Victoria Principal. It cost him a lot of his popularity. He was doing a show at some sort of a Vegas style event there, and he never showed up, and people were pissed off at him for that. I guess he was also replaced by Rick Smith in the Pirates of Penzance play that he was doing at the time because of his drug addiction issues there. So I guess, is another reason why you shouldn't be doing drugs in the first place there. They fuck
Let's
everything
call
up.
it a drug addiction because they might could have fixed the heart thing.
Yeah. Stay away from drugs, people.
Okay,
I
next.
stay away from drugs.
Good.
Thanks.
Keep it that way, man.
All right.
Next one I got is Dave Prater, 50 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, who is he with?
Dave Prater. Give me a
Sam
clue.
and Dave.
Oh, wow. Interesting. I could tell you this little story there. There was you remember the Stars on 45?
Yeah.
Yeah, they did a melody of some Beatles songs. They did a melody of other people's songs there.
Right.
Those were big hits there. They did a melody of some Sam and Dave hits there, and he featured Dave there, but a different Sam. It was mentioned on the sticker on the album there, and I guess Sam Moore did not approve of Dave going out with a different Sam as Sam and Dave, and I guess he had to take Dave to court. And I guess, Sam Moore said we will never play together. They will never work together again as a result. And now, Dave dying, proved that to be true now.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of happened.
Yeah.
That was a traffic accident there, Keith.
Wow.
Okay. Next one I got, guy I kind of liked.
Mm.
He had a couple of pretty big hits, I guess. My Maria. He did Shambhala.
Shambhala.
B.W. Stevenson,
Mm.
BW.
38.
I don't think I've heard of the guy, unfortunately, there.
Heart valve surgery complications. So I
I
guess
heard of the
that's natural
song,
causes.
obviously,
All right.
because I know Brooks and Dunn covered that song, correct?
Right.
So,
I see there.
He was the original artist of that song. He wrote it, I think.
I see there. That's interesting there.
Do you guys still hear the noise in the background?
Not, I did a moment
Not till
ago.
just then.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, and you got that was the natural causes thing.
All right there.
Yep. Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Sorry, it's a long ways to the next one. That unless you want me to read people like Hiller Slove.
Who? Hiller Slow.
I don't know.
Hiller Slow?
Something like that. Oh, wait a minute.
Howell Slovak?
Hiller Slovak, yeah.
Yeah,
Red
he was.
Hot
Yeah,
Chili Peppers.
yeah, I remember him. He died from a heroin overdose just as well. He had a lot of drug issues there.
Drug overdose.
Yeah. Big heroin
No, I'm
addict.
telling Keith.
Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
him. He was the original guitar player.
Oh,
Up
what
until
year
about-
was that?
I think it was 88, I think it was. Or 87. Yeah, 88.
88,
Yep.
86.
I thought the Red Hot Chili Peppers came out in '88.
No, they came out back in the early 80s there. I think it was in 82, 83 there. The first video I saw from them was Real Men Don't Kill Coyotes.
Oh, okay. I never heard that song before.
Well, I heard it a couple of times back then there.
I'm a big Red Hot Chili Peppers fan.
Yeah. This is years before Blood Sex,
Oh, okay.
Sugar, Blood, what was it? Blood, Magic, God damn it. It's a Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic. There we go there.
All right.
Tim Davis, who was a member of the Steve Miller Band,
Oh, wow.
44.
Yeah.
Complications related to diabetes. So that's
Oh, wow.
a natural one.
Oh, wow. And me being a type 1 diabetic, that tells me even more to watch my ass.
I'm type 2.
Oh, wow. Wow. So we got to watch our asses just as well there.
Yeah, type 2 on dialysis, so I've got a double whammy going.
Oh, man. Got to be
Damn.
up on guard all times, dude. Wow. Go ahead.
I'm still digging.
Okay, there are lots of digging there. I know that.
I'm running across people they don't identify, and I don't know who they are.
All right, there. Okay, it's going to take a while, folks, there.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's okay there.
Did you get the noise in the background or no?
No.
Okay.
I should have
Yeah, I saw-
prepared better than this.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose we should do this one, I guess.
Go ahead there.
Steve Warrer, 47, throat cancer.
Oh, Steve Warren?
Warrer.
Robert. And what?
He was a member of the Trash Men.
I know. I never heard of that group there. It was a band, I guess.
Surfing Bird.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Do I remember the Ramones
You know, the
covered?
bird is the word.
Yeah, do you do that with when Bird comes on Ken's program a lot of times there? And I know Peter Griffin from Family Guy did that a couple times on that show there.
Okay, and that's a natural causes there, Keith.
And we cannot forget the Ramones version of that song.
Well, we can if we try.
Yeah.
What the heck?
Keith, what are you doing, bro?
Oh, I thought I was on mute.
Oh, dude.
Apparently you weren't. We all heard it.
Well, YR is on mute. I don't know where he's at, man.
He's hiding out.
Oh. All right, go
Wow.
ahead. Oh, wow.
Vincent Crane,
Vincent,
45.
Vincent, I remember hearing that name.
Suicide by barbiturate overdose.
Oh, wow. So that's one for the drug overdose there, I guess.
Yeah, let's put it there.
And what group was he in?
Crazy World of Arthur Brown.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Dixie's Midnight Runners.
Hmm.
That's an interesting crossover.
I know there. Very interesting there to hear.
Yeah, how can you be in both those bands? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, but then it was a lot of years apart. But then again, you can never tell. Garth Hudson of the band had played a part in the band The Call. Remember the song The Walls Came Down?
Right.
That was a good song there. And he not only played on the song there, he also appeared in the video for that song there.
I think this is a country artist, but I'm not familiar with him.
Mm.
The name is Keith Whitley.
I heard of it. I think I heard about this guy a couple of times. He was mentioned a lot of times in a couple of country music magazines about what happened to him. I know his wife was
34, and it was an alcohol poisoning.
Oh wow! So he was a boozaholic, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
And I guess his widow was Lee Morgan, the singer, another singer.
What are we hearing?
I don't know, something in the background there.
Okay, I have my door totally closed, but it's someone, one of the residents here.
Oh wow!
Okay, did you get another overdose?
Yes, I got a overdose. Yes, and a natural cause.
Wow!
Yep.
All right there.
Next one we got is John Cipanella. He was the bassist for the Quicksilver Messenger Service.
Mm-hmm.
He died at 45.
Uh-huh.
Euphemism.
Oh wow!
Natural causes.
Damn.
That's kind of weird to hear.
Yeah.
Is that the same as euthanasia?
No.
Not necessarily there. I was going to ask the same thing myself till I realized, nah.
No, that's a breathing thing.
Oh, okay.
Is euthanasia what they do to old dogs and cats who are dying?
Yeah, you hope to keep it to old dogs and cats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That bothers me, man.
Yep.
I hear about that.
Trying not to hurry through this list because I don't want to miss people like I did before.
All right.
But I do have to go slow enough to do that.
All right.
Holy cow. Running across people, it's like...
Wow, how many are there?
There's Irving Berlin, and we know who he is.
Irving, we know him, yeah, the composer.
Yeah.
All right.
I think I'm fixing to shut off the 80s.
All right, there. So we're getting close to it. Go ahead.
Dickie Goodman.
I don't think I heard of him, no.
I'll get to who he is.
All right, there.
55. Oh, I didn't expect that. Suicide by gunshot.
Wow. That's something there.
Or did I read the wrong line?
I don't know. I never heard of the guy myself there. Okay.
He actually died of pneumonia. Yeah, Mr. Jaws, where he was supposedly interviewing Mr. Jaws.
Oh, you cut out a little bit there, man.
That was basically the premise was he would ask a question and whoever he's asking the question to purportedly would answer with a snippet from a song.
Yeah, I remember that. A friend my own next door neighbor had a 45 of that little skit there.
How many in the 90s?
Quite a few of them, actually.
How many in the 90s do you have?
I haven't got there yet.
No, but there, I'm sure.
In 1990.
Oh yeah.
Aren't you finished with the 80s? You said.
Yeah, I'll be finished with the 80s here in a second since I read the last few names.
All right, there.
And I don't... Well, wait a minute. Who's this? No. Okay. Let me move on to the 90s list.
Right there. And we know one of the big ones on that one there.
Of course, we're going to wait till we get to the big ones on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because we're getting close to the time, I guess it was. Or no?
It's only 6. Well, yeah, we are getting pretty close, I suppose.
I know. I was going to
Go another
say,
30 minutes. Can we go another 30 minutes?
if you want,
Oh,
we could do that without
Yeah.
another plan.
Let's go.
Because listen, there's a lot in the 2000s, and there's
And
a
a lot in the
2010s.
90s and the 90s as
A lot in
well
the
there.
90s.
Yeah.
There'll
Okay.
be another couple weeks on this.
It looks
Fine.
like it.
Yeah.
Okay, first one I got Alan Collins.
Mm.
He was 37.
From
and
Leonard
he
Skinner.
died.
Leonard Skinner.
He did a pneumonia.
Yeah.
I won't call it pneumonia because I confused Keith last time.
And you know what? And the sad thing about him is that he got in a car wreck and he was drunk and got in a car wreck in 1986. It was been a wheelchair bound ever since that.
Don't drink and drive.
Absolutely.
Is that the first one in the 90s?
Yeah, it's the first one in the 90s.
Yep.
Got it.
Mm.
Yeah. And I think I know the next big one that's coming up there, because it was around the same period, around the beginning of the year when this death occurred.
Hope I didn't skip him.
Yeah, but that's the only mentioned ones just meant on this one there. Steve Ray
Yeah, but
Vaughan.
I'm going through hadn't got to him. I
Oh,
don't
okay.
think. I don't
Oh.
remember seeing the name.
Well, he definitely died in 1990 there, and there's an interesting story about how he died. It was in a helicopter crash there.
Yeah, and I haven't seen him yet.
I'm
Interesting.
surprised. I'm
Of course,
surprised.
I'm still in the 90s. There's a lot of people that I don't know.
Well, there was a few I can remember.
Oh,
There
there's Sammy Davis Jr.
Oh yeah, he died he died the same year, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was throat cancer.
Well, this is an interesting name.
Yeah,
Gary Usher,
Gary
Who was
Usher.
who was apparently a member of the Beach Boys and the Byrds.
Oh wow,
51.
wow,
Cancer.
wow.
Natural causes.
Okay there.
He was one of the lesser-known members of those groups, supposed, I guess.
I see there.
I mean, I didn't know who he was, and I knew both those groups.
Wow. I'll be back in a second.
Time's up.
I think that I'm going to predict this. There's going to be more deaths in the 2000s
Probably so.
than any other decade. I mean, the 60s, or the one that was a lot of heroin overdose, that was, but
Yeah, there weren't
age,
that many in the 60s or 70s. Well, there was a few in the 70s. While we're waiting on Dr. Brown, next one I got is Bert Summer, a member of the Left Bank. He was 43. Respiratory illness, so that's natural causes. Interesting. I was going to say nobody in this group has heard of the Left Bank except for me. Maybe Dr. Earl.
So we should when Earl gets back, we should all of us try to watch Beatles documentary. I mean, we have a lot of time for this, probably another 2 weeks on this topic, but
Right.
I guess maybe in the month of February, leading into March, we could do a review of it, give us our opinions.
Yeah, we'll just all have to try to get hold of it somehow or watch it somehow. I don't have Disney Plus, but I have methods. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we can move on to the next guy. Brent Midland. who was a member of the Grateful Dead. I guess he's grateful now. He was 37. Wow, speedball overdose. So you got you another overdose there, Keith. Oh no.
29 for overdose.
Wow. I think the rock and roll people were into drugs a little bit.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah. But generally, sex won't kill you unless somebody doesn't like it. You know,
Or
like,
get AIDS or...
like the husband or the
STD.
wife of whoever's involved.
Oh, yeah. Haha.
And this is the one that Dr. Earl was waiting on, but we'll wait till he gets back. Because I know he wants to talk about it. But I'll mention Stevie Ray Vaughan, 35. And this is going to be a helicopter crash. They're, I guess you can call it I guess it's a way of airplane, but put it with the airplanes.
All right.
And Dr. Earl apparently is taking a long break. Yeah, we'll ask him if, hey, what happened to the second?
Yeah. What happened to the second? Haha.
If I think I knew who was next on the list, I
Alrighty,
watched that.
Well, I was
I
talking
am-
about it.
I'm
Stevie
on-
Ray Vaughan.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was
I'm back.
someone
Yeah,
else.
so I see we had to take care of something there. I got to confirm a couple of things for tomorrow morning. So you're talking about Steve Ray Vaughan, I guess?
Well, we had mentioned two other guys, but they were minor. One of them was a member of the Left Bank, and the other one was a member of the Grateful Dead.
Oh yeah, another let me guess, a keyboard player, right?
No, I don't know what he played. I
All
didn't
right.
even know
Because
the guy.
like I mentioned a couple, and I think the last episode, many of their keyboard players end up dying either way there.
Would
Yeah.
that be a band you would ever want to see, Brown? Is the tour, because they tour with John Mayer now. It's the
And now I don't. I mean,
It's
there
the,
was
Dead-
Not
Dead
now,
and Co.
not with Jerry Garcia gone.
well, no, they
I
call it
was-
Dead and Co.
Dead
and Company.
Dead and Company. Yes, I was never into the Grateful Dead. I'm sorry, I never was.
Really?
It never
'Cause I
was.
think the guy, what's
not
the
a
singer,
hippie.
Bob Weir? What
The-
is it?
the
Is
guy
it,
with
is
the-
it Bob Weir?
Bob Weir. He's a guitar player, current guy. I guess.
Yeah, that's who heads Dead and Co. That's their current type of deal. And then
Yeah, I know.
John Mayer's that group. It's
Yeah.
like isn't that like a jam band type deal, right?
Yeah,
Like
it
Fish
was.
and-
Yeah, bands that influence, all the spin doctors, the hippie groups, the people who wear the dreadlocks, the jean shorts, the little sports sandals there, talking about all peace and love, and him, some of that bony, stony Tony would get into there. He would be in complete heaven with those guys.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I shouldn't say that I did like the Grateful Dead.
Well, it's okay. Well, it's okay if you did or not. So,
Did you go to one of their concerts?
no, never have.
I might have went back in the day when Jerry Garcia was a member, but
Wow.
I never got the chance.
Oh.
Because Jerry Garcia was the big one with the Grateful Dead.
He was like their captain. He was called Captain Trips for a reason there.
Yeah.
Massive amounts of hallucinogenics, right? Mushrooms, and
Yep.
acids, and
Yep.
copious amount of cannabis.
But we're in Stevie Ray Vaughan.
There we go. Absolutely. Because and I understand the story was he was supposed to take they all got, I guess him and a couple others, got on this helicopter somewhere. Eric Clapton was supposed to join them, but he stayed a while there. I guess it was have a cup of coffee or something, or wait a while for some reason there. He decided to take a different route back there. Either it was by plane or bus or whichever. Turned out that decision to stay behind for a while saved his life.
Really, there's some truth in that if things were to happen exactly the same.
Yeah.
But generally, if something changes, you don't know what kind of Eric Clapton might have saved Stevie Ray Vaughan's life if he'd been on that aircraft, because something different might have happened.
I know, yeah. It was
We
kind of,
don't know.
and I remember when the news came about, a lot of people, there were a lot of tributes all over the place. I remember the Ritz and Roseville, a band called the Oriental Spas, they just finished their set there, and they were going to have this blues band, borrow the Spas equipment there, drum kit, amplifiers, everything, to do a tribute there. And it was a very touching tribute when you think about it there.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of people. There was a little thing there where people donated money to go to his family. There was a little thing that we signed it, saying thank you, Stevie, for all the music and the memories and that, because he was one brilliant guitar player. He was able to channel Jimi Hendrix perfectly in both Voodoo Child and some of the elements of Third Stone from the Sun, which he did a lot of times in the concert.
Yeah.
Yeah. He also played a version of Little Wing.
Oh yeah, great. Yeah, I heard that instrumental version there. And also his cover of Superstition, the Stevie Wonder's tune there.
What Lil Wayne song did he cover?
He didn't do a Little Wayne.
Oh.
Why
Was
would
he?
he?
Little Wayne, was it? No.
I thought Mark said Lil Wayne.
What?
What? Little Wing. A Jimi Hendrix
Oh.
tune.
Oh, okay.
Dude.
You didn't know.
You know, Keith is fun to have on here.
Keith, not everything's about Little Wayne, Gucci Man, Cardi B, and all
Gucci
that.
Mane, right, Key? Gucci Mane.
Yeah, Gucci Mane, yeah.
Not everything is about rap metal or hip hop.
Cardi B.
Alright.
What thong she's wearing? Come on.
Yeah. How legs is she spread? How far her legs are spread in that music video?
Keith, would you put your face between Cardi B's legs?
Oh gosh.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
See, Keith has some scruples.
Yeah.
Now if it was Megan Fox, hell yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
We could spend a whole show naming girls.
Oh, absolutely. I look forward to that, man. That's for sure there.
Oh, man.
And you know what? If Bullfrog would, I'll bet you right now, if we ever did, Bullfrog would listen to it, he'd be crying his bitch ass eyes out because these are women that he's unable to have. He can never have. All he has is his left hand as his girlfriend, and his right hand is his side bitch.
Actually, if you get honest about it, there's a lot of girls that he wouldn't be able to have either.
Yep, absolutely. He's not going to get a girl. I'm sorry.
You think in like 10 years from now, Bullfrog is gonna get Me Too'd?
Me Too'd? What?
Yes. Some woman's gonna say like,
This isn't a drama show, please.
I know, yeah, but still, I had to bring that up.
Okay. Next.
Okay.
Tom Fogerty.
The brother of John Fogerty, Creedence Clearwater Revival. And
48. Natural causes.
And you know what? I could tell you this little story in the CCR documentary on VH1 I've ever seen. Apparently, him and John were not seeing eye to eye for many years. Apparently because John became the big star of the band, and Tom being older kind of resented that. And I guess during they had a lot of bitter partying there. And probably at his deathbed there, they would have a conversation about the past and everything, and involved John's issues with Fantasy Records and the president from that, Saul Van Zandt, I think his name is pronounced. If it isn't, correct me. And apparently Tom said to John, Zandt is my best friend. And that hurt John a lot because John had been a victim of lawsuits, legal matters, you name it, with this guy.
There was a time that he wasn't allowed to play songs he wrote.
Yes, because Fantasy Records owned all the copyrights of that songs. He broke that rule when he played a show on HBO Live, just paying homage to the Vietnam veterans there. That was it. But up until then, he did not do any CCR material. Fans would have to wait for a new CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revisited, featuring Stu Cook and Doug Clifford, with a whole bunch of new guys included, to hear those songs.
That was like a new
Yeah.
deal or whatever.
And I guess finally, after how many years, the Zantz guy finally left Fantasy Records, and the new president, who had different ideas than Zantz, contacted John Fogerty, and they worked out some sort of a good deal, saying, hey, you got screwed by this Zantz fool. And I guess Fogerty's now with Fantasy Records again. And I guess, from what I understand now, I hope it's true, Fogerty finally got the ownership of his songs.
Whatever happened to that group?
Strange Colorado River. Oh, they broke up. They had this one. There were too many too many conflicts with the band members. At that time that they broke up, there was Tom had already left. It was Cook, Fogerty, and Clifford going at one another there. I guess John was writing all the songs, and the two wanted to have their hand in songwriting and singing. And they put out this record of doing that called Mardi Gras, which was rated, even called by Rolling Stone, the worst album ever by a major rock band.
It's pretty. There's one or two songs that are okay, but the rest of it's pretty bad.
I listened to some of that song, a couple of those tracks there. I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I think the only album, the only song I can remember on that album that was decent was "Sweet Hitchhiker."
Yeah.
Okay, next I got is B.J. Wilson, Procol Harum, 43, drug overdose.
Wow.
Here we go again.
Yep, here we go.
But gee, we can talk about what kind of stuff Procol Harum did.
Oh yeah.
Heroin made a big impact in the '90s. The grudge scene.
Oh
Right
yeah, yeah, absolutely. The heroin was big around that time. Andrew Wood from Mother Love Bone, he died from a heroin there. Members of Soundgarden, Pearl Jam formed together a super group called Temple of the Dog to pay homage to the guy. One of the songs for him was called Say Hello to Heaven.
Yeah, we could almost discuss some of those type songs that kind of paid homage to the departed.
Yeah.
You got the big one was Rock and Roll Heaven by the Righteous Brothers.
Yep.
And you guys didn't listen to the Charlie Daniels one I told you about.
I did. Reflections. One of them paying homage to Ronnie Van Zant from Lynyrd Skynyrd.
But he mentioned Janis and Elvis.
That's true there, yes. He mentioned a lot of people who would... it's a big tribute song there. Very teary-eyed when you listen to it there.
Yeah, it's memorable. I can't think of another word for it.
Very memorable.
Now, I don't know if this was one of the main guys or what, but I got Frank Esther Smith, Air Supply, 42, pneumonia from AIDS.
Wow.
I guess that's natural causes.
Maybe. Now, it's kind of funny now.
Causes.
Yeah, because there was ammonia involved in it, but I was surprised that I've never heard about this guy. I guess he was one of the backup members of the band there, because he always focused on the singer and the left-handed guitar player there.
That was always a good band, Air Supply. I always appreciated that band. You know what I'm saying?
I did appreciate some of the earlier songs, but however, when it's just, after a while, some of the songs started to sound the same there for a while there.
The Barry Manilow effect.
Absolutely. You got to remember, any artist that was on Arista Records, you can imagine they were a pop song. They had to come out with pop music, with the exception of
ABBA on there?
What again?
Was ABBA part of that?
No, Arista was on Atlantic at that time. Atlantic Records. And he got a new album out, if you didn't notice. After how many years?
Yeah, I don't look for Air Supply albums.
Neither do I.
Sorry, it's taking me a little time here because
It's understandable.
I'm starting to have a little focus problem with my eyes right now.
I understand, yeah.
Come on, eyes.
Mm-hmm. Need eye drops?
Well, I have those. I take them all the time.
All right, there.
Steve Marriott.
From Humble Pie. I guess he was the lead singer for Humble Pie for many years. And if I understand, he and Peter Frampton were supposed to do a project together. And I guess until Marriott died in a house fire. If that's correct.
Right. Smoke inhalation from a house fire.
Yeah. And
He was 44.
Yeah. And it was sad because, as I mentioned, Frampton was very sad about that because that was his old Humble Pie bandmate. And I guess...
Yeah, when Frampton was in the group, they actually kind of shared vocals in a way.
Yeah.
Although Frampton had most of them.
Yeah.
Is that accidental?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gene Clark,
Um,
46.
yeah. And he had a number of hits back in the 50s there, if I'm correct.
He was the original member of the Byrds.
Oh, wow. So that's the 60s there.
Yeah, he was supposed to be the big guy, but he had a fear of flying and couldn't go with them on a lot of the tours, so they had to replace him.
Oh, wow.
But he was supposed to be their front, the one.
Front man.
Right.
And then ended up that going to Roger McGuinn.
Yeah. Bleeding ulcer due to alcoholism. So,
Wow.
That's overdose.
All right.
Or that's my call on it, I guess.
All right there.
I get. Yeah. That's what I put.
Or like I said, my eyes are...
I know. Wow.
Wish this is in bigger print. It'd help.
Oh, well.
I keep thinking I'm going to miss somebody.
All right.
That's what I'm trying to avoid because I don't want to miss somebody.
That's understandable, man. All right, so...
What time is it anyway?
Well, it's about 8:19 in Eastern time there.
Yep.
So do we want to discuss something else and just cut it there?
Well, we could do if you want, if the guys want to do so. I don't know if YR wants to bring up anything at this point there. Blah blah
I
blah.
was going to see if I could find...
No drama.
Yeah, I know. So now usually around this time, a couple later on, you and Keith would get on the air with us either and discuss the bullshit that Bullfrog or Tony from Up the Rear is doing there.
Yeah.
Rose is live, so he's covering all,
Okay, so it'd be nice. It'd be nice to have Rose on the show here, contributing a little bit there. When we
Keith,
get
would you call into Rose's show, Keith, or no?
or do you want to
No.
add? Oh, yeah.
Minnesota's live right now too.
Let's add Minnesota.
Well,
yeah, let's add
we're
him.
almost finished, so let's go ahead and
Have Minnesota on here.
finish.
Okay, let's have Minnesota call in for a hangout for a few minutes there.
Okay, let me go at him.
Good. All right.
Okay, I guess.
Because you know
we'll
what, I
finish.
gotta. When we get to Prince later on down the line, we gotta invite them on, to discuss the situation with Prince and the Lunanami. Because they mentioned that the Lunanami were demanding Prince join them, but Prince kept turning them down. As a result, Prince, dying as a result. So there was a lot of people talking about that conspiracy going on for a while there.
I guess then we'll pick this up on Thursday.
Yeah, because we got the '90s to continue on, and there's a lot. Got to talk about the big drug that a lot of these alternative artists were doing at that time.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
there was a few of them.
Yeah. So
Let me go see if Minnesota's still alive.
Okay,
Let's
I
see.
think he still is. Because I checked. I
Yeah,
think
he's still alive.
Oh,
But he's
no,
no,
he's not
still
live
still live on his channel there.
No, he's not live anymore.
Oh wow,
He ended
crap.
3 minutes ago.
Oh crap. I was gonna say we could see it, but you gotta add him in. If not, we'll just close out the show.
Well, no, it all said unavailable, and all of his accounts say away right now.
Oh, okay. Oh wow. All right, so I guess that'll be it for the time being until this coming Thursday at the same time. What?
Let me post the list in the group chat.
Oh yeah, the list of how much we have so far there.
Yeah.
Gotta wait for that.
Okay.
And YR's away, I guess, for the time being.
Here.
Oh, there you are. I see.
Okay.
I just posted the list.
Okay, 44 natural Let me blah blah blah. Let me get the list up there again. Okay, 44 natural causes, 31 overdoses, 19 plane crashes, 9 car crashes, 6 shot, 6 suicide, 4 accidental, 3 question mark, and 2 stabbed. And right now, natural causes is leading by 44, as I mentioned.
Which is not surprising because I did name a lot of the old timers, which generally that's what they're going to be dying of.
Yeah.
And
we
I
left
put
that
it in
off
order.
the list.
Mm-hmm.
I put it in order from highest to lowest.
Good. That's the way to do it.
Yeah, if I'd left the natural causes off the list, or natural, if I'd left the old timers off the list, natural causes would be way lower.
Yeah.
All right, there. Okay, so I want to pose this little question here. Now, as you know, vinyl has come back big time. Barnes and Noble, Walmart, and other independent record stores have been selling the new vinyl formats that are out there. Usually, it's color vinyl or this design vinyl, this and that. There, we've seen a lot of the Eagles releases being reissued there. One of These Nights, the first album, Desperado, The Long Run, of course, Hotel California there. We see a few Jimi Hendrix albums being reissued, including Are You Experienced, which I had the original.
Right.
I know it picked up in the garage sale. Of course, we have the Beatles White Album with the Escher demos, the a 4 vinyl set
Found
there.
a garage sale like recently?
What again? Not recently, but I remember years back when I was first discovering rock and roll there. 1979 there. It originally came out on Reprise Records, which reportedly was started by Frank Sinatra. And then now it's on Experience Hendrix, which is run by the Hendrix family. They have control of Jimmy's material there after being overlooked by this dude named Alan Douglas from so many years throughout the 70s. And this guy, Alan Douglas, I guess he wanted to keep the revenue going by coming out with these albums like Midnight Crash Landing, Midnight Lightning. These were like records that had leftover tracks from the various studio sessions with a bunch of fillers in between. Now, what they did what they finally did is that they took the main songs that Jimmy had recorded, they put it on an album titled First Rays of the New Rising Sun, which was supposed to have been the album Jimmy was working on prior to his death. Now that album finally got reissued finally. The song Dolly Dagger is a pretty damn good song to listen to. I remember hearing it back in 1979. And that, of course, they list all which album those tracks appeared on when it was on the Waters label there.
Well, you know what? We need, before we go and stuff, Keith, it's really nothing to do with rock, but it's to do with music. Did you hear about the new halftime show, the Super Bowl this year?
No, I haven't there. I don't really watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, I have faith in The only Super Bowl halftime I really got into was either Prince in 2007, the Stones when they had it in Detroit and Ford Field that year. When I remember seeing over at a friend's house when the Super Bowl was on there, and they had Tom Petty and Heartbreakers, and I was not amused by that. I mean, for
Really?
me, no, really, I was never that big on Tom Petty. He had a couple
Ah,
songs here and there. But for me, and I mentioned this a couple years back on the Super Ugly Show, they should at least have, if we're going to have a band to get that adrenaline flowing for the Super Bowl, have something like either have
ACDC.
precisely, also have either have Led Zeppelin reunite for a few songs, or better yet, get Judas Priest,
Hmm.
you something like that. You'll have
Well, the one Super Bowl halftime show I remember watching was the infamous Janet Jackson one,
oh yeah,
which I happened to be watching.
yes,
And when that happened, I took a second look and said, did I see what I just saw?
yeah.
Because
It was
at
it was
the
it
time,
was
kind
planned.
of like, what the
Controversy.
heck?
Controversy. I guess it was supposed to I guess it was supposed to start controversy to sell records, each other's albums there. But I think
Yeah.
it helped. I know his Justin Timberlake's career wasn't hurt that much, but Janet Jackson, however, I guess her popularity kind of went slowly downhill after that there.
Yeah. But yeah, I remember I was watching that, and I was kind of just half paying attention because I didn't really care about the music.
Yeah.
And then when that happened,
I think it
I
was
did a
planned.
double take. Yeah, it kind of looked like it because when it happened, I did a half double take, and I was kind of like, did I see what I just saw?
I know.
And then I found out later, yeah, I saw it.
Yep.
Because
I
I'm
remember-
kind of one of those people that I look for that sort of thing.
Yep.
I remember the Justin Timberlake saying
He was
singing
sorry.
the song like, "I'm gonna have you naked by the end of this song,"
Yeah.
and then he pulled off the.
That thing there. Yep. Revealing that pierced nipple that she had.
Yep.
Yeah. And the thing is, it was done. It was all planned. We all know that. As I mentioned, to stir up controversy, to make, and of course, all these, right wing, not just, it's not the right wingers, the family values crowd saying, "Oh, this is inappropriate for kids. This is inappropriate for that." But yet, they're forgetting many kids will grow up watching violent movies at a young age.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, how many movies nowadays are free of nudity? Not
Exactly.
many.
Or curse words. Think about that. Especially on the streaming channels. So, who is the halftime show? Who's going to be playing the halftime show, I guess? YR?
Eminem,
Eminem.
Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige.
So basically, it's
Oh,
one
boy.
half. So it's one half the death row / aftermath crowd, I guess, right?
Yep,
Oh,
the queen of R&B,
Queen of R&B.
Mary J. Blige.
Hmm. Well, yeah,
Okay.
well, oh yeah. Well, the Queen of R&B. Well, I was going to say, well, what about Aretha Franklin? But that's a Queen of Soul there.
No, yeah, Queen of Soul.
Yeah.
So in other words, that's a halftime show I wouldn't want to see even if I was going to watch the Super Bowl.
I don't. The reason I don't watch halftime shows is because all they do is they have, just, they have the bands
Mostly
performing.
spectacle.
Yeah, it's absolutely there. The only one that seemed really interesting to me to watch would be the Who doing the one to halftime show, and that was basically
Yeah.
because shows like CSI, that franchise on CBS, was featuring Who music as they're opening the theme music there.
Yeah.
And I guess they wanted the kids out there watching CSI to know who this group is. But unfortunately, it was not the Who that we know and love. It was just Townsend and Daltrey with a bunch of backup musicians there.
I could see why they got the rappers they got, for this Super Bowl because they're gonna be in Los Angeles, California, and all
Yeah.
these rappers are either from Los Angeles, like, or they're from around Los Angeles, or they've been involved with a whole bunch of people from Los Angeles.
Yeah. Well, except for Eminem. I guess he was born in Kansas City and grew up in Detroit.
Yeah, but at the beginning of his career, he linked up with Dr. Dre.
Yeah, I remember.
from
Yes. Yeah, but no. Yeah.
So like, I mean, he could claim all over the place. Like he could claim Los Angeles, he could claim Detroit, he could claim New York because he's with 50 Cent. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Now.
And then Kendrick Lamar, like he's the new guy in Compton,
Yeah.
kind of.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to bring the West Coast back.
Mm. Right. So, the question with him. Now, I had two questions. One is, who would you like to see play? Who would you rather have do the Super Bowl halftime show? And what vinyl catalog of an artist would you like to see reissued on today's current vinyl?
Either ACDC. Hold on, either ACDC, Kiss, or Metallica.
Mm-hmm. Well, they had Metallica. Well, I know many WalMarts had a limited edition.
No, I'm talking about Super Bowl. Super Bowl.
Oh, okay, man, my bad.
Picture that. Either like a Metallica or ACDC would be good, or
Yeah, that's
even
true there.
you know.
And by the way, if they're going to have these bands, let them do their songs in the full. No more of this, like cutting the song.
That's how they do it though.
I
Like
know.
that's how Eminem. He's probably gonna do 5 songs, but like they're probably gonna be like, what would you say, Keith? Like 30 seconds apiece.
Yeah.
Right.
What they call a medley.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, the Rolling Stones didn't do that when they played the Super Bowl in 2006.
Most of the groups.
They do the same thing at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Mm.
And they're not even singing at the Macy's Day.
No, they're
Parade.
lip syncing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I honestly can't think of anybody I'd want to see in that kind of setting.
You know. Well, like I said, it would be nice to have Judas Priest come out there, do a Painkiller or something that would rev up the crowd there.
I wouldn't want to see anybody. I'm never gonna watch the Super Bowl ever again.
I was never big on the NFL, but when you look at all the arrest records that some of the NFL players have been involved with, whether it's Ray Rice or what you do with his fiance in that elevator at that one time, when you think about all the charges, all the things that some of the players have been going through, whether it's drunk driving or doing this or that, domestic issues there, it just, it can't, it kind of makes you want to lose respect for the game, let alone the players. And the fact that I remember hearing the reads on Facebook, many years back, that they were going to charge this artist or that group or this part a certain amount of huge amounts of money to play their halftime show there. I was like, well, what the heck? Shouldn't you be paid to by the NFL to perform there, or what? Or maybe because they need the money to provide all the lawyers for most of their players when they get in trouble with the law.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was wondering there.
Keith.
Oh yeah, and also I don't care who comes on vinyl at Walmart or FYE. I'm never gonna buy vinyl. That's like really dumb to buy vinyl.
Well, it's an in thing now because CDs. People are now there's so many people talking about miss the days of vinyl, miss the days of putting on a record on the record player there. And I guess that kind of got to the record label, so they, you know what, we got to bring back vinyl. We got to bring that there, but let's juice it up a little bit. Let's have it on limited colored vinyl for the kids of today. Now, for the kids today, I also advise them to go to the nearby record shop. Like we have Space City Audio in the Old Town Spring here, which I've been to a couple of times there. I would like to see, a few I mentioned the Eagles catalog being on the vinyl. I would like to also see the complete Led Zeppelin, the complete Judas Priest, Metallica's catalog.
On
Not
vinyl?
on vinyl, yes. They had colored vinyl for the albums like Ride the Lightning, Master of Puppets, Black Album. They also
Well,
had.
like Judas Priest came out with. It wasn't the complete set, but like it was a 50 heavy metal years album, and there was a miscellaneous. I mean, I guess you'd call them, yeah, they were deep tracks, but they weren't nothing,
Oh yeah.
They weren't like
Compilation.
because there's still, bro. There's like 3 different sections. There's like in music or like songs. There's like stuff on the radio, whatever, and then there's deep tracks. But then there's like I don't know, what would you call if you're just like a huge fan of the band, you just not know all of that, like. The Victims of Changes, I don't even know if that would be a deep track, but it's not on the radio. But it's like
a deep
like
track, a classic. It's like an underground credit for the diehards there.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do, we need to get the regular people, or the regular hits, the radio hits like Breaking the Law, Got Another Thing Coming. They got to. This would be an opportunity for them to learn the other songs, that they have other songs other than the ones they have on the radio there. It would be nice for them to learn.
He likes the Painkiller album.
Yeah, it is a badass record there. They need to discover that album. They need to discover Ram It Down. They need to discover albums like Screaming for Vengeance. My favorite, Defenders of the Faith from them. Yeah.
Defenders of the Faith is my favorite, next to like I don't know. You gotta like the classics too, like Stained Glass, but like Painkillers.
Painkiller.
Pretty good.
Yeah. You also got to look. Oh yeah, we also got to include the album Killing Machine / Hellbent for Leather. We got to look at
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And in America it was called Hellbent.
78 or is it 79?
78, I believe it was. Oh, we cannot forget Unleashed in the East. Badass of a live album from them.
Yes.
Now they already reissued some of the Guns N' Roses catalog there. They have the greatest hits on the double vinyl, and they also have Appetite for Destruction on the double vinyl as well. They expanded the songs on each side there, a 3-album side to be exact. When you think about it, there, the 4th side is just blank, nothing there. Whereas in the original was just side 1 to side 2.
Right.
I like to see them do it.
The other album I can remember doing that back in the day there was a Johnny Winter album that did that. They made a little note on the back that they had too much material to go onto one album, but they didn't have enough to fill 2, so they decided to leave side 4 blank.
Yeah. He also did that. I know Ryko did that with a David Bowie album called Hunky Dory when that album was reissued with bonus tracks on it there. And an album by Extreme called Three Sides to the Story. Three sides to each story did the same thing as well there.
Me, if I want to hear a song, I'll just listen to it on my phone on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I rarely even do that.
Well,
you're just interested in music, right?
Yeah. I am.
He did say many times he'd rather listen to programs like this one and the other YR's program. Vikings. Yeah, it's true there.
Yep.
Rather than listen to music.
Right.
Yeah.
After this, I'm going to go listen to finish listening to Dave's Drama Diner.
Okay. I'm surprised that's still on there. But then again.
Are you going to try calling in, Keith, or no?
Nah.
Yeah, what was the deal? Yeah, because we invited him on the show there. He said he didn't want to talk to you, Keith, for some reason.
Oh, well, what happened was he called me during a show, and I declined the call.
Oh.
And because I thought he was done, and he wanted to get on this show, so I called him back from the show.
Oh yeah.
I see.
And so, because I thought he was done, I thought he wasn't live because I accidentally went to his main channel, but I forgot he was on his backup channel.
I see. Yeah.
So I called him, and then he came on, and he was like kind of mad. But I listened back to the Drama Diner that he did, and he wanted to talk to me about what Tony was saying about me.
Oh, really?
So I called in to Drama Diner yesterday.
Wow. I
Yesterday.
gotta listen to this dude, man. I swear.
All right, it's
Brownie,
Drama
you
Diner
ready?
from yesterday.
Okay.
So
I'm as
Dave-
you are.
And he wanted to clear some stuff up about what Tony was saying about me.
Wow.
To this guy. As you are, as you were, as I want you, as you can, as I know, baby, take time, love you, trust in your You don't know the song?
We
I
all
know it. Come As You Are by Nirvana.
Yeah.
Brownie, know the words?
Not really. It was never big on Nirvana, as I've stated many times.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
We'll have to co-sing another song we enjoy sometime.
All right.
Get there.
All right.
Keith, would you like to close out the show?
I remember when I was in high school, I thought Stone Temple Pilots was Nirvana. But I found out like a bunch of years later that Nirvana and Stone Temple Pilots are two different bands.
Fucking asshole.
Oh.
Yeah.
Would you like to close out the show, brothers? Everyone?
Okay. We're all set. And once again, reminder, we'll be back live at our same bat time, same bat station there.
Thursday.
This coming Thursday. And of course, you know what? I guess at the same, we got to get Minnesota on the call here since he goes live around the same time there.
Yep.
Right there. Well, figure if he wants to stream this show on this channel, we give him a go ahead because it's a lot more enjoyable to listen to than to him, than listening to
We'll
Queef
get in
over
Kurt
there.
Cobain.
Oh
Kurt
yeah, we
Cobain.
got to talk about
Thursday.
him, man, and all the other H-related deaths there around that year, around that time.
Right.